Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to TICASH and TICATE Tarumanagara International Conference, the application of social science and humanities, technology and engineering, with them fostering a healthier and resilient society to support the SDGs and towards sustainability in resilience, the role of AI and digital engineering for a better future. Universitas Tarumanagara, Jakarta, Indonesia, October 29, 2025. This conference is organized by Universitas Tarumanagara. Our honorable guests, all speakers and moderators, Sumin Jun, PhD, from Busan National University, South Korea, Surveyor Dr. Aino Riza Muhammad Aini from University of Malaya, Malaysia, Professor Dr. Walton Wider from INTI, International University, Malaysia, Professor Dr. Insinyur Diah Erni Harwindiati, MSc, Universitas Tarumanagara, Indonesia, Didi Widya Utama, STMT, PhD, Universitas Tarumanagara, Indonesia, Professor Dr. Aryawan Gunadi, SH, Chairman of Tarumanagara Foundation Board, Professor Dr. Ahmad Sudiro, SH, MKN, MM, Rector of Universitas Tarumanagara, Associate Professor Sri Triatri, SC, MC, PhD, Psycholog, Vice Rector in Academic Student Affairs and Cooperation, Universitas Tarumanagara, Associate Professor Hati Karunia Tunjuksari, SAMSC, Director of the Institute of Research and Community Engagement, Universitas Tarumanagara, Ms. Nadia Ayu Rahma Lestari, STMSC, as a Committee Chair, all Directors, Deans, all faculties member, students, all presenters and participants, and also all committees. We are very grateful that you have allow me, Paula, who will master of ceremony today. And first of all, I would like everyone who are joining offline and online to stand and sing the national anthem, followed by Tarumanagara March. Everyone are kindly requested to stand.
Indonesia
everyone, please let us pray for success today's event. Praise begin. Thank you, and please be seated. As a welcome greetings, some students from Universitas Tarumanegara will perform a traditional dance that we call Asa Nirwana. This dance tells the story of a group of women who are actively and graceful batik making in their village. Their collaboration in batik making is created a new Mega Mendung batik design that symbolizes peace, hope, and prosperity. The cloud motif represents Nirvana as a vast, eternal, and free world. The result of this collaboration is a work of art that can be enjoyed by the entire community. Let's welcome Padma Nagara. Okay, thank you very much, the students. That once again give a big applause to Padma Nagara. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to the next agenda. The first report from the committee chair. I would like to invite Ms. Nadia Ayu Rahmalastari, STMSC, to deliver her report. Please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Vice Rector of Universitas Tarumanagara, the Head of Institute of Research and Community Services of Universitas Tarumanagara, our distinguished speakers who have joined here with us at Universitas Tarumanagara, Professor Dr. Walton Wider from INTI, welcome, and also Prof. Diah from Universitas Tarumanagara, and also our distinguished speakers who join us online today. Dr. Sanmin John from Busan University and also Dr. Ainuriza from UT Malaya. Welcome. For lecturers, participants, and colleagues, we welcome you to the Tarumanagara International Conference on the Applications of Social Sciences and Humanities, or we call it TICASH 2025, and also joint conference with the Tarumanagara International Conference on the Applications of Technology and Engineering, or TICATE 2025. These conferences are organized by the Institute of Research and Community Services of Universitas Tarumanagara, and this year is our 7th year and have become annual traditions to bring together scholars, researchers, and professionals from all around the world. This year's both conferences share a common theme, which is digital transformations, and we believe that the rapid development of digital information and AI, or artificial intelligence, has changed almost every aspect of our lives, including how we live, learn, work, and connect with one another. For TICASH 2025, our theme is digital awareness, fostering a healthier and resilient society to support the SDGs, especially today among younger generations. Digital life is deeply woven into our daily habits, and this reminds us that digital awareness is not only about online presence, but also about using digital tools very wisely to build healthier lifestyles and stronger communities and more resilient society. Meanwhile, TICATE 2035 carries the theme towards sustainability and resilience, the role of AI and digital engineering for a better future. As we know, sustainability and resilience are at the heart of global urban development, and through AI and digital innovation, we actually have the powerful opportunity to create a smarter, greener, and more sustainable solutions for the challenges that lie ahead. This year, we are proud to have 115 papers we received submitted across both conferences, with contributions from lecturers, students, professionals from the Netherlands, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Malaysia, Singapore, the Philippines, and also Indonesia. And to all authors and presenters, we thank you for bringing your knowledge and research to this academic platform. I would also like to express our deepest gratitude to the Tarumanagara Foundation, the Rector of Universitas Tarumanagara, our distinguished speakers, scientific committee, faculty members, and students who support this event, and especially thank you our dedicated organizing committee members who make this event possible today. Once again, welcome to TICASH and TICATE 2025. I wish you a conference that filled with insightful discussions, meaningful collaborations, and inspiring ideas that will advance both research and practice in this digital world. Thank you and enjoy the conference.
Thank you, Ms. Nadia. And for the next is welcoming remarks from Vice Director in Academic Student Affairs and Cooperation, Universitas Tarumanagara. We would like to invite Associate Professor Sri Triatri, SCMC PhD, Psychology.
Good morning, distinguished guests, respected scholars, researchers, and dear colleagues. Also the students, yeah. I am here represent our rector because our rector have to be in the inauguration of doctor, yeah. It is a great pleasure and an honor to welcome all of you to the Tarumanagara International Conference on the Application of Technology and Engineering, or TICATE 2025, and then the Tarumanagara International Conference on the Application of Social Sciences and Humanities, TICASH 2025. These two conferences reflect the enduring commitment of Universitas Tarumanagara to advancing knowledge, fostering innovation, and connecting people across discipline and borders. In today's world, where change happens faster than ever before, collaboration and openness are the key to meaningful progress. I am particularly proud that UNTAR continues to provide a platform where researchers from diverse backgrounds can exchange insight, collaborate across borders, and build network that extends far beyond the university environment. This spirit of partnership is at the heart of what we do, bringing together bright minds who share a common goal to create knowledge that serves humanity. Nelson Mandela once said, "Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world." Education and research are indeed the foundation of change, not only for developing knowledge, but also for shaping a better, fairer, and more compassionate world. As we explore new discoveries in technology, engineering, social sciences, and humanities, let us remember that true innovation lies not only in what we create, but in how it improves lives and strengthens communities. May this conference encourage all participants to go beyond presenting data or theories. Let this be a space where ideas are exchanged, partnerships are built, and collaboration are born, because the future belongs to those who can think together, work together, and grow together. On behalf of Universitas Tarumanagara, I extend my sincere appreciation to all organizers, speakers, and participants who have made this event possible. Your dedication and enthusiasm are what make conference like this a success. Thank you, and I wish you all an engaging and inspiring conference ahead.
Butia, would you please remain on the stage and also open the conference officially? Could you knock the microphone?
Okay. Officially, I open this conference.
Yeah. Big applause. TICASH and TICATE 2025 are officially open. And now would you please, we will take a photo session, and I would like to invite all speakers, all leaders, moderator, and all committee join to take the photo session. And also, for the participants who are joining online, please open the camera to take a photo session. Okay, now I think Butia and the speaker and also the committee join with the student to take a photo from there. So the committee will take the photo from the stage. And student, please stand up. Okay, thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now we are going to the plenary session that we are waiting for because we have 4 great speakers today. The session will be moderated by Deputy Head Mechanical Engineering Study Program of Universitas Tarumanagara, who holds a bachelor degree from Universitas Tarumanagara in Mechanical Engineering 2001, master degree from Universitas Indonesia in Mechanical Engineering 2011, and doctoral degree from Kunsan University, Tainan, Taiwan in Mechanical Engineering 2023. His research interests are in the field of mechanical design, mechatronics and robotics, industrial automation, and CAD, CAM, and CAE. We invite Didi Vidya Utama, STMT, PhD. Please come forward and lead the plenary session until 11:30, include Q&A. Thank you.
Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and also the Honorable, our Vice Rector of Universitas Tarumanagara, Associate Professor Sri Triati, and also the Head of the Institute of Research and Community Engagement, Associate Professor Dr. Heti. So welcome, I would like to welcome all to this plenary session of the TICASH 2025 and also the TICATE 2025, and this event is hosted by Universitas Tarumanagara. Okay, let me introduce, I'm Dr. Didi. It's my great honor to serve you as a moderator today. So this conference, as we know that we bring together all the researcher, practitioner, and also the academia to come together in this event and to show and to share their findings on their latest research, and also we are fostering also for the international collaboration among those participants. Okay, today plenary session will feature 4 distinguished plenary speaker, and they will share the valuable insight and also the latest research on their in the respective fields, of course. And today we are taking the theme of this conference is towards sustainability and resilience in the role of the AI and also the digital engineering for the better future of our world. Okay. So we also have the 2 speakers will be present on site in here, and also 2 speakers will be present on the online platform, as we know that this event is conducted in the hybrid mode. So, and then without further ado, let's begin our first plenary speaker. Our first plenary speaker is the Sun Min Jun, PhD. Is a research professor from the Department of Urban Planning and Engineering, at National University, South Korea. Let me brief introduce the CV of the first plenary speaker. Maybe the multimedia can help me to share the CV. Okay. Okay. Her research focuses on the urban livability, the climate change, adaptation, and resilient urban planning. She is also the author of the Urban Livability Assessment in the South Korea, cited in the Urban Science 2024, and the PM 2.5, and Urban Livability in Korea and China, IGERPH 2022. Probably this one is the most recent publication of her. And also as a principal researcher for the BK21 form project on the urban resilience. She explores strategies for complex risk society, and Dr. Jun also lectures on the sustainable urban regeneration and carbon neutral city policy. Oh, okay. Okay, I got a message from the committee that since the Dr. Jun is not yet available in the online, then we will switch the second presenter to the first. Okay, I would like to welcome the Professor Dr. Walton Winder from the INTI International University, Malaysia. I will first brief the CV first. Okay, Professor Walton Winder is a Malaysian. Yeah, it's have a slightly technical issue. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Welcome, Dr. Jun. So let me finish to read the CV. Welcome to the conference, Dr. Jun. Dr. Jun also lectured on the sustainable urban regeneration and carbon neutral city policy, actively engaged in advisory and academic roles. She served on the Busan Urban Planning and Park Committee and is an invited speaker into the international conference, including TICATE 2025 and also IMANSE 2025 and ACSP 2025. Okay, please join me to welcoming the Dr. Jun to deliver her talk on the online platform. I think she's ready right now. And her presentation will be entitled as Toward Urban Livability and Resilience, AI for Sustainable Cities. Okay, let's give applause to Dr. Jun. And the floor is, I give it to Dr. Jun. Thank you.
My voice is. Are you listening? My voice?
Yes.
Okay, I will start my presentation. Good morning, everyone. I'm Song Min Jai from Department of Urban Planning and Engineering, Busan National University, South Korea. And it's a great honor to deliver this keynote speech at TICASH 2025. Hosted by University Tarumanagara. First, I would like to thank Professor Nadia for her kind invitation and warm support. Actually, about 2 years ago, Busan National University signed an MOU with Indonesia Associations of Urban and Regional Planners, and that connection has continued and deep through our collaboration with Professor Nadia. It is truly meaningful for me that the partnership has brought us together again today. My research focused on urban resilience, livability, and climate adaptation, examining how cities can respond to climate change while improving the quality of life for their citizens. In my recent studies, I explored how climate vulnerability influences livability and how air pollution, particularly PM 2.5, affects urban well-being. Through these studies, I found that livability, resilience, and sustainability. So today's talk of building resilient and livable cities through AI, integrating livability, climate vulnerability. Here's the outline of my presentation today. As you know that by 2050, over 200 million people are expected to become climate refugees. Cities are now the front lines of the climate change. The COVID-19 pandemic reminded us that resilience is not optional, it's essential, as it revealed how fragile urban systems can be. The concept of livability first emerged in 1960s. At that time, it primarily focused on physical comfort and improving the first, the focus on physical environment, and then in the 2000s, sustainability and social equality were integrated, transforming livability from merely quality of life into a more holistic concept. By the 2020, livability now also encompasses climate resilience and digital transformation. Today, livability signifies more than just comfort. It represents the capability to adapt, learn, and recover the changing time. By the 2000s, livability became a holistic concept. So it integrated sustainability and social equity, acknowledging that city is not livable unless it is both environmentally sound and socially inclusive. Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, brings in idea of fairness, inclusivity, and community participation. The idea of resilience starts in ecology, first time. And since the 2010s, resilience has become a key idea in city governance. It now means not just the recovery, but moving forward through learning, cooperation, and participation. This is relations of livability and resilience and quality of life. It is closely linked. They share a common goal. It is sustainable urban development. They reinforce each other. Higher livability supports stronger resilience. And integrated approaches needed improving quality of life while strengthening disaster preparedness, recovery, and community engagement for climate adaptation. A sustainable and resilient city brings together the idea of sustainable city, a resilient city, and a livable city. This is my research conceptual diagram. This diagram shows how livability and climate vulnerability are linked. It combines exposure, sensitivity, and adaptive capacity with livability factors like environment, safety, and health. By doing this, we can see not only how comfortable a city is, but also how well it can cope with climate risk. AI can help make the assessment faster and more data-driven in the future. So, as you know that AI is becoming a key driver of smart cities, smart city technologies can directly enhance livability by improving transportation safety and environment management. So from now, let me briefly introduce my previous studies related to this topic. I conducted a series of analysis to understand how climate vulnerability and air pollution influence urban livability. These studies explore how cities adapt to risk while maintaining the quality of life. They also provide a foundation for connecting livability, resilience, and sustainability in a single framework. This study covered 290 cities in South Korea. I used the national data on environment, society, and economy, and added climate vulnerability factors, exposure, sensitivity, and adaptive capacity. This helped measure livability together with climate risk and adaptability. This is an analytical framework. The research revealed three main city clusters. Cluster A is large metropolitan areas like Seoul and Busan, and showed high resilience and adaptability. And cluster B is rural and mountainous regions. It is low resilience and weak response capacity. In cluster C, mid-sized cities had good livability but limited disaster system. This is the result of comprehensive livability trends from 2009 to 2017. High livability clusters were first concentrated along the southern coastal, but gradually declined as urbanization and climate pressure increased. For more detailed analysis and statistics, please refer to my published paper, so you can see the more detailed the research. This shows the gap between the top 10% and bottom 10% cities. High livability cities have strong infrastructure, low climate vulnerability. Low livability cities face aging population and weak urban systems. Urban infrastructure is market and medical and cultural facilities. It strongly shapes livability and regional gaps. A livable city needs both better infrastructure and customized welfare and safety policies. The next second research is one of the most critical environmental factors shaping urban livability is air quality, especially PM2.5. In my research, I found a clear negative relationship between PM2.5 exposure and livability. Cities with higher pollution levels show low health outcomes, weaker community engagement, and decreasing overall life satisfaction. Actually, clean air is not a privilege, it is a basic right and foundation for our urban livability. So I analyzed how PM2.5 moves across Korea, China, and Japan. The research revealed that PM2.5 is a transboundary pollutant. Meaning air quality is one country is directly influenced by emissions from others. For instance, fine dust generated in eastern China can reach Korea and Japan within a few days. This finding underscores that air pollution is not only a domestic environmental issue, but also a regional governance challenge that requires international collaboration and data sharing. So I propose a livability indicator system that includes PM2.5 vulnerability. It combines environmental safety, infrastructure, and health components to show how air pollution shapes the overall livability of city. This is the result of PM2.5 concentration. This is an exposure and sensitivity. This is a vulnerability. And it is total livability index result. 2015 to 2019, PM2.5 concentrations slightly declined in Korea and China. So the livability index also increased. Based on my findings, I propose 3 key policy directions. First, in industrial regions such as some areas, we needed stricter emission controls and a full transition to eco-friendly energy systems. And finally, most of all important thing is PM2.5 is a transboundary issue, so we must strengthen Korea, China, Japan should cooperation through joint monitoring and sharing data platform and technical exchange. Livable and resilient cities require both regional action and international collaboration at the same time. So far, my research has focused on measuring livability and identifying where cities are most vulnerable to environmental risk. That numbers and maps alone do not make cities more resilient. The next question is how we can turn these findings into action. How cities can move from assessment to real transformation. To address this, I developed a resilience framework based on the country-based disaster resilience index, or CDRI. To understand to understand how cities can adapt AI effectively, I used the TOE framework, which stands for Technology, Organization, and Environment. In short, successful AI adoption happens only when these 3 dimensions evolve together. This slide maps how AI can directly support urban policies. For example, in my research, PM2.5 exposure cities can adopt clean transport policy and building green corridor while using digital twin air dispersion simulation model pollution in real time. And in case of cluster B, low livability and low response regions, AI and IoT sensor networks linked with telehealth dashboard can improve access to healthcare and safety service. It is work something like that. It is just in examples. Next is AI case. This is Seoul Sister Twin S-map, which replicate the city in 3D to analyze air quality, traffic, and green networks in real time. It is real like a real city. It supports policy decisions such as bus route optimization and emission control zone and green corridor planning. This case clearly shows that digital twins can transform smart data into tangible livability benefits. Next is water and climate adaptation case. The first is Rotterdam. Rotterdam is one of Europe's largest cities, largest port city. Faces contrast threats from flooding and sea level rise. To address this risk, the city built an AI-based flood management system integrated with a dense network of sensor and IoT devices. The system monitors water levels, rainfall, and tides in real time, predicting floods before they happen. This example shows how AI and digital innovation can make a vulnerable coastal city both safer and more sustainable. As you can see, the drone monitored the whole port. Next is Copenhagen. Copenhagen is another inspiring example of how cities combine AI and design for climate resilience. After a major flood in 2011, the city launched a cloud-based management plan, a long-term initiative of nearly 300 public projects to manage stormwater and prevent flooding. AI models analyze rainfall patterns and terrain data to identify high-risk zones. This plan not only protects the city but also improves livability, proving that climate adaptation can enhance both safety and urban quality of life. This case highlights how AI supports sustainability through the 3 0, zero carbon, zero poverty, zero waste. AI helps reduce emissions, improve energy efficiency, identifies vulnerable groups to improve resource access, and promote a circular economy through smart recycling. AI enhances livability by improving air quality, public service, and accessibility. It strengthens resilience by enabling prediction, adaptation, and quick recovery. In this way, AI become the bridge linking everyday well-being with long-term sustainability. Here we see an integrated framework, livability focused on quality of life, resilience on adaptive capacity and recovery. And AI provides data prediction and automation. Together, these elements interact to drive a sustainable urban transformation. Our research and discussion today can be summarized in 3 pillars of urban transformation. First is livability metrics revealed inequalities. Comprehensive livability assessments show where climate risk and social inequality overlap, guiding targeted interventions. And second is CDRI, bridges assessment and action. The community-based disaster resilience index turns data into practical community-driven solutions. And third, AI amplifies resilience when guided by ethics and inclusions. Technology becomes powerful only when it respects human values and local context, of course. Looking ahead, collaboration is key. First, we must develop participatory feedback loops with local government and communities to ensure continuous learning and adaptation. Second, we need to advance explainable and transparent AI so that both policymakers and citizens can understand and trust its decisions. Finally, we should expand cross-city networks in the Asia-Pacific regions, sharing knowledge and best practice for resilience and sustainable growth. Okay, my presentation is finished. Thank you very much for your attention.
Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Jun. Let's give one more applause, big applause for Dr. Jun. So we also encourage all the participants to have a comment or question. In the end of the session, we have four plenary speakers that after all four plenary speakers present their presentation, we will have a Q&A. So on the online platform, so you can give a link, and we already give a link, and then you can type your question to all the plenary speakers later on. Okay. So let's move forward to the second plenary speaker. Is Professor Dr. Walton Wider from INTI International University, Malaysia. So let me introduce to the participant. Professor Walton is a Malaysian scholar who earned his PhD in the psychology from University Malaysia Sabah on 2016, following a master education in the educational psychology and Bachelor of Science in Human Resource Development from University Technology Malaysia. He is currently a professor at INTI International University, Malaysia, serving as a Senate member and head of postgraduate programs. His research focuses on the educational psychology, mental health, and management innovation, supported by multiple national and institutional grants. With over 180 Scopus Index publications and numerous SSCI, SCIE papers, he is recognized internationally as a prolific researcher and also keynote speaker. His dedication to academia has been honored with the awards such as INTI Teaching Excellence Award on 2023 and also Hope an Outstanding Employee Award 2025. Today he will share his presentation with the entitled of Towards Sustainable Well-Being, Harnessing Generative AI for Mental Health Resilience. Let's give a welcome to the stage, Prof. Walton. Please. You have 20 minutes for the presentation. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, Dr. Didi, the moderator. Yeah, no worries. I only have few slides. Good morning, everyone. Again, thank you to the moderator for the kind introductions. And I would like to also thank UNTAR, especially the organizing committees, Vice Rector, Associate Professor Dr. Sri Triatri, Associate Professor Dr. Heti, and also Nadia Ayu for taking care of me throughout this conference. Okay, so I only have 30 minutes, so I make sure I stick to the time. So I think today I would like to share something very personal to me as a psychology researcher. So the talk of today is titled Towards Sustainable Well-Being, Harnessing Generative AI for Mental Health Resilience. I think this is connect directly to the idea of the conference today, but with a little bit of human touch. All right. I think because the heart of every sustainable and resilience society is actually the humans, right? We have all these technologies, but we as the humans, we are the main agenda. And of course, our mental health, our mental well-being is the true foundations of. Is it this? All right, is the true foundations of resilience. All right. Okay. Sorry, the previous slide, please. Okay, so when we look at these slides, there are so many highlights. We can see, for example, there are some headlines about will AI replace psychologists, or will robots replace human therapists? What else we have? Will generative AI become our best therapist? So it sounds like a sci-fi movie, right? Like whether in the future we don't need human as a human therapist, so are we going to change to a robot? So this kind of questions is actually everywhere now. People are actually both excited and as well as worried, because some imagine a future where AI actually listens to our problem, not our friend, not our family members. Imagine someone, an AI even say to you, are you stressed? You know, do you need mindfulness? Instead of just me as a therapist. So, but of course, this also raises a big fear. Will AI take over human side of therapy? So this is the question that I would like to ask everyone to ponder today during my sharing. Next slide, please. So this slide, you can see from the left side. On the left, it is something very special to me. How many of you receive a physical card from your friend today, at this moment? I think for many years, I think more than 20 or 10 years, I didn't receive a physical card until last year, where I had this teacher exchange program in Shanghai. One of my Russian friends actually gave me this card, which is personally written by her, with her handwriting and a small photo and even a little story about her hometown. I think it is very personal, and I feel so touched when I received this upon the last day of my stay there. because for me it's rare to receive such thing. Let's say today is your birthday. Everyone send you an e-message, right? In your WhatsApp or in your Facebook. It's so convenient. It's so easy just to, you know, use the sticker and say happy birthday, or, you know. It's convenient, yes, but something is missing, right? Something is missing, for me at least. I feel like the warmth, the personal touch, the little imperfections of the handwriting, that is really matters for me. It's too perfect for a card, but I think you don't put much effort to it. So that is something digital communication couldn't replace, right? So just like this card, I think it connects beautifully with my topic today. Just like the handwritten letters has been replaced by e-cards or digital cards, the world of mental health is also seeing a shift. I think from human conversations to AI-driven interactions. So another question that I would like to ask you guys: do you think that, or can technology still carry that same warmth or humanity, or will something be lost along the way with all these technologies? So let's explore that in the next slide, please. So now to put things in the context, let's look at what really happening across Asia in terms of mental health. This paper by Chen and colleague 2024 published in Transnational Psychiatry examined nearly 30 years of data from 1990 to 2019. It is to understand how mental health has evolved in Asia countries. I think there are many important findings captured in this paper, but I will just like to point several eye-opening findings. So number one is they mentioned that mental health issue, especially depression and anxiety, has become major public health concerns. There are many types of mental health issues we can talk about, but the two mental health issues that are rising is depression and anxiety. In Malaysia, I'm not sure in Indonesian context, in Malaysia, every fourth of people having mental health issue, especially depression and anxiety. Imagine if I calculate the people here in this room, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, that lady. Maybe you are someone having depression. Again, number 5, 6, 7, 8, that lady. So imagine in this room, every fourth of the people is having mental health issue. That is at least in Malaysian context. I'm not sure in Indonesia. It is very alarming. You never know that people beside you is having mental health issues, right? So be kind to each other from now. You never know people beside you is having some difficulties. And number 2 is that depression and anxiety are two biggest culprits. That one I mentioned. And women, particularly those in their 30s, seems to carry their burden. So I guess all of you are still very young. The ladies here, the girls here. Once you reach 30, I think you will be having some difficulties in terms of managing your mental health. It doesn't mean men do not have mental health issues. They have, according to this finding, men normally having conduct disorder. What do you know? Do you know what does it mean? It means men usually commit vandalism kind of thing. Conduct disorder, it can be many things. One of them is vandalism, right? And a lot of autism disorder are related to men nowadays. So still, you are not you cannot run from these issues. Yeah. And thirdly, based on the regional differences, West Asia, countries like Palestine, Iran, Lebanon, due to the geopolitical tensions, I believe they are having mental health issue compared to other parts of Asian country, especially in Southeast Asia. That is one thing that I really like about being in Southeast Asia. I think we, among other Asian countries, we have the least mental health issues. I think our culture, especially in Indonesia, you are among the most happy country in the world. Why is that so? I think your culture, that's the reason. You dance, you sing, you know, a lot, which something to enjoy, right? Number 4 is that, oh, this one I already mentioned. Number 5 is the growth rate of mental disorder is stabilizing. However, the total number of cases will keep rising. This is because of the number of people are also increasing due to our healthcare system getting better and better. Therefore, there are more human. The prolonged age of senior citizens also increase. However, the number of mental health issues will be increasing in the future. Therefore, this raises the questions whether we need early preventions, we need early detections. That is very important. Yeah. And last but not least, this is the most important thing that I would like to share, which is quite surprising. No strong link between economic status and mental health. What does it mean? Money doesn't mean having a lot of money. Being rich doesn't mean you will be avoided with mental health issues. No, that is not such the case. In fact, what matters the most is culture, stigma, access to care, and social support. So think about that. If you don't have social support, if your culture doesn't have something related to social support, it doesn't help you much in terms of against mental health problem. So culture is very important. Social support is very important. And money, although you can buy those experience, going for holidays and stuff, but if you don't do it with the loved one, with people that you're familiar with, it doesn't carry any meaning. Next slide, please. Okay, so now let's talk about how generative AI could actually help us to improve mental health. I think this is a very important point nowadays. AI now is actually transforming mental health field. How it is transforming mental health, there are many things that generative AI can do. One of that is, I think, in terms of accessibility and immediacy. What does it mean? Let's say it happened to many countries in the world that we do not have enough therapists, we don't have enough psychologists or counselors. That's the reason why there are so many suicidal cases that were not able to be solved due to the fact that there is no immediate attentions given. Therefore, AI here is good because it is 24/7 available. Am I right? So let's say last week I was in Manila for a conference, and then one of the participants asked me a question. I just lost my father last week, and I was so down, I was so depressed that night that no one is there to talk with me. So I turned to ChatGPT and I asked for immediate, attention. Even though she thinks that AI is not real, but the way AI talk to her, give her immediate, how to say that, immediate relief, as if a person is truly care. The way ChatGPT is talking or responding to her, it's really, really like a human, she said. But of course, she knows that that is not genuine, right? But I told her that is the real reason why we need generative AI. For the early detection or early preventions. Let's say you have nobody to talk to right now, right? And generative AI can actually provide you the immediate feedback, but at the end of the day, you still need to go through a human therapist and go through the real therapy, right? So I think many research already mentioned that, for example, Srivastava, Banerjee and all has already shown a promising result. They mentioned in their research that AI-assisted systems are helping to reduce mental health gaps, especially those under undeserved communities. Yeah. Next slide, please. Okay. So now, I'm not saying that AI will replace human therapists. I never said that. What I'm trying to say here is that there is a collaborative approach that we can leverage between generative AI and human, in this case, psychologists or therapists. You know, since we know that generative AI can support mental health care, but real magic happens when we work together with human or professionals with generative AI, not as an independent entity, right? So Cheng and his colleague, 2023, mentioned that a collaborative approach between generative AI and healthcare professionals give the best outcomes. So when the system handles repetitive or initial support tasks, such as basic screening, emotional check-ins, or reminder, it will free up the psychologists and psychiatrists to focus more on complex cases. So I think this is the most important parts of generative AI. All those administrative tasks, screening tasks, the early tasks is given to generative AI to do. And whatever the meaningful or deeper work will be carried out by the professionals. All right? And this is good because we as a psychologist, a therapist, we are also overburdened with all these cases. Imagine every day how many cases you are attending to. As a human therapist, we also have that limitations. We also have that weakness. We can't really tackle every people, but with generative AI, they can actually lessen our work and we can be less exhaustive, all right? Next slide, please. Now, let me show you some very interesting research about this. This study by Sharma and colleague in 2023 from the Nature Machine Intelligence is a very good example how AI or generative AI and human can actually work together to create more empathic conversations and not replacing each other. Okay, if you see here, let me explain what they did. If you look at the first picture, the researcher actually ran an experiment comparing two groups. So the first one, which is human-only group. So people are responding to mental health messages entirely on their own. That is the first group. And the other group was human plus AI, where participants receive small AI-generated prompts or suggestions to help them phrase their responses more empathically. So how they did that? You can see in the illustrations, the person types their reply and the AI gently suggests edits like, like for example, if the AI kind of suggests replace don't worry with something more validating, such as it must be a real struggle, I'm here for you, A person like me, I'm very straightforward. I would say don't worry, If someone said don't worry, what would you say to that person? You don't understand me. So instead of just say don't worry, AI actually suggests something better. For example, it must be a real struggle. In order for you to really become a good therapist, you need to be in that person's shoes first. So instead of just say don't worry, which is not good response, AI say something better. So in this case, you as a therapist, you get the help from AI to provide better responses. So in the findings, what they found was quite remarkable. those people who collaborated with AI actually produced more empathic responses overall, and the AI acted almost like a real-time emotional coach. So they nudge users toward more kinder, more supportive language without removing our human language touch. So here, I would say AI can amplify. The keyword here is amplify human empathy. He can help us to increase our empathy and even teach us how to be a good communicators. All right, next slide, please. So before I end, I would like to just share some of my my present research projects. I'm very fortunate privileged to work with amazing team. They are mental health professionals coming from Asia, Oceania, and Europe. Together, our team is currently working on a paper related to generative AI in mental health care, which is still now under review. Yeah. So, next slide, please. So there are two publications that are under review. We are looking at generative AI and mental health, but from different angle. The first paper is looking at the positive side of generative AI on mental health. So we want to see the benefits and the future potential. And the second one is the other side of the coin, which is the negative side of AI in mental health, which is ethical issues and harms. So, but still under review. Hopefully by this year they are accepted. Next slide, please. So our objective is to see whether generative AI, in terms of the benefits, the harm, the ethical issue, and also future potential in mental health care. So we also ask the experts to actually rank from the most important to the least important in all the elements. Yeah. So next slide, please. So we invited at least 15 experts from across the world. They are the mental health professionals. They are psychologists, psychiatrists, clinical instructor, lecturers, and also doctors, medical doctors, which are from, sorry, next slide, please, which are from Russia, New Zealand, Malaysia, Thailand, Philippines, and Indonesia. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So these are, sorry, Malaysia, Indonesia, Iran, Pakistan. Next slide, please. So Malaysia, Indonesia, Iran, Pakistan, Turkey, New Zealand, UK, and Russia. So we invited them to do this Delphi study to actually provide their opinion about all these 4 elements just now. And the results are very interesting. All right, next one. So in terms of benefits, I will share these slides with all of you if you want to know more about each of the findings. But what I would like to show here is that in terms of benefits, it is improving accessibility, personalized care, efficient data analysis, and enhanced education awareness. In terms of harm, it is a serious being, the most serious being the data privacy, misinformation, bias, and the lack of genuine empathy. This is all experts' opinions, yeah? And from the ethical perspective, it is more or less similar with the harms element, which is accountability, transparency, equity were emphasized by the expert. But what I like about this data is about the future potential. All of the experts think that AI is seen as a collaborative tool. They are also collaboratively agree, it is a good collaborative tool. So they can support professionals through diagnostics, early intervention, and also digital outreach. So it is about integration rather than replacement, yeah? All right. So I won't go through each of these one by one. Can you go to the last slide, please? The conclusion slide. Next, please. Next. All right. So to wrap up, while there are still ongoing discussion about generative AI, whether it can be fully integrated in mental health care. I think what we found so far is very encouraging. The evidence, at least in my research, can be it shows that generative AI can be a valuable support system for mental health professionals in many initiatives. So again, it is not about replacing us, the professionals. It is empowering us to do our job more inclusive, more timely, and more responsive. So the challenge here is to find a balance between innovation and ethics. That is one thing very important to be focused, so that technology always serve humanity, not the other way around. Now, we are not serving the technology. The technology should be serving us, the human. All right. So before I end, can you go to the next slide? That's the end of my presentation. I would like to take this moment to I want to invite everyone to here to participate in our QS survey for the 2027 cycle. I think this can improve our university visibility and even strengthening our academic collaborations. Yeah, and if you want to discuss more about research or any questions further, you can reach out to me via my email and also my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you everyone for your kind attention.
Okay, let's give one more big applause to Professor Walton. Okay, as I mentioned before that we are currently still opening for the comments and also question if you have any on the online platform. We already give the link on the Zoom meeting on the online platform. So please don't hesitate to fill out the question if you have any question of this insightful presentation from those speakers. So moving forward on the next speakers, we have the plenary speaker, Dr. Aino Riza Mohaini, is from the Department of Real Estate, Faculty of Built Environment, University Malaya, Malaysia. She will be joining online, I believe that, yeah, welcome. Welcome, Dr. Aino Riza. Yeah. Let me brief introduce you to the audience. Dr. Aino Riza has more than 20 years experience in the academia. She holds the PhD on 2014 from Kingston University, London, specializing in sustainable and responsible property investment. Her earlier academic credentials include a Master of Science in Corporate Real Estate Finance and Strategy 2004 and Bachelor of Real Estate 2002, both from the University of Malaya. Her research focuses on the housing affordability, multi-generational living, the private rental market and housing pathway for vulnerable groups such as migrants. She is a registered valuer, estate agent and property manager in Malaysia and the member of Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors in UK. And she will be presenting online on the online platform, and the title of her presentation is AI and Built Environment, Powering the Sustainable Transformation for Inclusive Future. Please welcome Dr. Aino Riza, who will join us in the online platform. Please, you have 20 minutes for your presentation, Doctor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairperson. Can you hear me well?
Yes, we can hear you.
All right, okay, that's good, perfect. Like, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good, I think it's afternoon, almost noon? Yeah, almost noon, yeah. First and foremost, thank you, Mr. Chairperson. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you, Universitas Tarumanegara, a very good friend of UM, Ms. Nadia, the chairperson, for inviting me to speak today. Thank you so much. It is truly an honor to be here, to be part of TICASH and TICATE 2025, and hopefully I could share some of the work that I have done for over a decade and try to summarize it today. All right? Okay. So when Nadia asked me to speak on at today's conference, I was like, what am I, what should I talk about? And then I thought I should talk about the work that I have done for the past decade, combining my expertise. My screen is not moving. Right, okay. My background is actually, I'm a valuer, as mentioned by the chairperson just now. I'm a valuer, estate agent and property manager by profession. I'm also a chartered surveyor. But for the past decade, I have focused my research very much on elderly housing, understanding how people age, how they choose to live, and how our housing and urban system support or limit those choices. Currently, I'm also consulting the Ministry of Housing and Local Government with regards to the concept and mechanism for retirement village in Malaysia. So aging is something that the Malaysian government is very much looking into at the moment to be prepared. Because we are, becoming an aged nation. We are already aging, but we'll be becoming an aged nation very soon. So this long-term focus has shaped my motivation for today's presentation. And to top that, I would like to explore how artificial intelligence and technology can help us reimagine our built environment to be not only smarter and more sustainable, but also inclusive and age-friendly. Because as our society age and city grow denser, the real question isn't just how we build, but for whom we build. So today's presentation, I will give a little bit of context on why having an inclusive built environment is very important, and then later delve into how AI as a catalyst for sustainable transformation. And I would like to propose a socio-ecological model on how to design for inclusivity and taking into consideration AI into making our built environment more inclusive for everybody. And last but not least, I will give some suggestions on how we can move forward. I think this is very much common knowledge now. We are living, a lot of people live in urban area. Life expectancy become higher, people live longer, but not necessarily healthier. I think maybe Prof. Walton can agree with me. In Malaysia, although our life expectancy is getting higher, 73 to 74, but we are not getting healthier. By 2050, 25.1% of the population in member state will be aged 65 and above. So not just Malaysia, in many countries, we are experiencing aging population. And cities are home to 43.2% of older population worldwide. So this is the situation in Malaysia. Now we are already considered aging country, but by 2044, we are considered as aged nation, and we are predicted in 2056 to become super aged nation. So it is very important for us to be prepared, to prepare our built environment, to be suitable for everybody. Research shows that when neighborhood lack of public transport or safe walking routes, older people become less socially engaged and their physical health decline. So the challenge is very clear. How do we design urban environment that promotes well-being and inclusion as we age? The photo in front of you is taken in front of, not in front, we have, in UM, we have many entrance and exit. But this is near to our hospital university, where you can see it is not very walkable. It is very stressful, as you can see it. But it is also the whole stretch of this hospital from that end until the other end is gazetted for aging-friendly development, supposedly. So any development to be developed in these areas should consider aging-friendly element. So this is very common in Malaysia. Malaysia is very autocentric city. We love our car. I love my car so much. I don't do public transport. My bad. But yeah, so this is a reality, and so not very walkable, and this can lead to isolation and declining physical function for the elderly. So how can AI, help the transformation to make our built environment and city become more safer and more livable? AI application can be done across the property cycle, from the designing until the management, yeah, of so with AI, with data driven, we can make better decision, faster decision, and more human-centered decision making. Why inclusivity and age friendliness matter? In my previous research over the past few years, one finding that consistently stands out is that built environment often fail to keep pace with our demographic changes. I think very much true in the Malaysian context. For example, some of our public housing, when developed years and years ago, was 5-story without lift. So after 20 years, 30 years, the public housing become less accessible for the elderly, and very much not suitable, and requires a lot of maintenance, yeah, in which a lot of elderly in Malaysia, as they get older, their financial capabilities become lesser. So the same space that we built years ago can become less inaccessible, can be unsafe, or even unaffordable. One of the research that we conducted together with the medicine faculty is looking at fall as one of the common incidents among elderly, and one of the main factors of falls among elderly in Malaysia is due to unsafe built environment, whether it's indoor or outdoor. Falls, for example, commonly happen in the kitchen and also in the bathroom, in which, when elderly fall, they become immobile and requires a lot of attention and requires additional care. So there is an urgent need for us to create a safer environment by redesigning infrastructure and urban redevelopment pattern, social isolation, lack of accessibility in housing affordability, and I believe artificial intelligence and also technology can help to improve and make a world a better place to live. This is just to show you a compilation that we did to show how our built environment actually influence behavior and also at the end influence the health outcome, yeah? Not just for the elderly, but also for everybody. For example, micro-built environments such as spatial layout, environmental cues, your garden and outdoor space can influence the behavior such as physical activities, which at the end can influence the biological responses and can influence some diseases and illnesses. Same goes with micro-built environments. Studies have shown that built environment elements such as green spaces, access to public transport, and other factors can also influence the health outcome of human, particularly to the elderly population. So my proposal is to improve the built environment. We need to start looking the solution from a multi-layered approach. So this is where, in my study, we propose social ecological model, and I have added AI to be the catalyst moving forward. So in creating an inclusive built environment, we can start from the inner core, which is the individual, and then microsystem, which is the immediate environment of the elderly, mesosystem, which is the connection between environment, home, neighborhood, transport, and then exosystem, indirect environment shaping daily life. So this includes city planning, healthcare design, macro system, which is the policy making, and last but not least is the chrono system, which is the life course temporal dimension. So, the second layer, which is the microsystem, immediate physical surrounding, how AI can help to improve and make built environment more safer and more inclusive for everybody. So AI applications that can be used, to improve this is by having smart home system, like adjust lighting, temperature, and security based on user preference and mobility limitation. If Dr. Sun Ming is still here, this photo was taken on the visit, a trip to Seoul a couple years ago, in one of the public housing specifically designed for elderly. And as you can see, it is automatically, the panel there, they mentioned that the temperature of the room, and a lot of things is controlled, the environment is controlled and automatically adjusted, for example, the temperature and whatnot. Other AI application systems that can help, such as voice-activated assistant, can help elderly or vision impact user, and wearable health monitor that can integrate with housing system to detect falls, health emergency, and alert caregivers. So this is another thing that we're looking at when conducting research on retirement village, is that creating devices. There's a lot of people, a lot of companies, a lot of innovators trying to come up with devices that can be worn by elderly, that can detect fall. The one that we saw in Korea, for example, another example from Korea is that whenever elderly do not move for a certain period of time, an alarm will will start to trigger and call for help. So that's a very good solution. Another example that I show you on the screen is when we visited one of the retirement village in Japan. So AI is used to monitor sleep of the elderly. You see, there's yellow and blue that indicates whether the elderly is having deep sleep or not deep sleep. The reason why they have this is that if the elderly is not having deep sleep or moving around a lot, so it needs the carrier to come and check on them. But whenever they deep sleep, then it requires less monitoring by the staff at the retirement village. Another layer is master system, the interaction between setting. So AI application, some AI application example is, for example, AI-powered pedestrian monitoring system that can detect crowd flow and vehicle movement, allowing adaptive traffic light and safer pedestrian crossing for seniors and people with disability. Again, I'm using a good example from South Korean smart pedestrian walk, in which I believe has improved, has reduced a lot of accidents and become much more safer for pedestrians in South Korea. Another example is AI-assisted wayfinding tools like voice navigation. The whole focus of this master system is to support safe and inclusive commuting between homes and neighborhood facilities and also social space. The next layer is exosystem. Exosystem is focusing on the indirect environment, like your park, your city center. My PhD student conducted a study on urban green space in Nanjing, China. So we have published this in one of the journals. You can check it out later. So we use machine learning, AI again, decision tree, random forest, and artificial neural network to predict the subjective well-being of older people using machine learning by looking at what are the urban green spaces that can actually influence the well-being of older people. And by doing this prediction, we found that elderly in Nanjing, China, prefer to have gray characteristic of park, meaning that instead of having a lot of trees, they feel that park should have more seats, benches, more more great characteristic like exercise, exercise for the elderly in the public spaces. So this is an example how AI can help policymaker whenever they wanted to do a new park, urban green spaces, and they want to decide what kind of facilities or the character of urban spaces. One way is to do it by using with the help of AI. Other than that, urban analytics, digital twins of model, computer vision in public spaces. I think the lists are exhaustive. The next layer is the macro system, in which we look at social and cultural value. This is very much looking at policy. AI-supported policy modeling simulates demographic aging trends, for example, to plan age-friendly housing and transport. One example I can give is the Manchester 1.5 billion healthy neighborhood plan, in which they plan to integrate housing, healthcare, and tech for aging in place by integrating AI in making sure that the whole idea comes to life. The outer layer is the corner system, where life cost and temporal dimension. Over time, both people and environment will change. Older adults may lose mobility, while city will adapt. So AI can help during this environmental modification by probably maybe in the future we can have futuristic smart sidewalk with sensor to have pedestrian, walk safer. The whole focus of this ring is to emphasize adaptability across the life course, ensuring environment remains safe as both population and urban system age. Nonetheless, creating an inclusive built environment and considering AI in making sure it happens doesn't come without any challenges or ethical considerations. So for example, digital divide and affordability. Not everyone can access smart technology, especially from the lower income group. The second issue could come from data privacy and trust, where a lot of AI applications, for example, like the sleep monitor I showed you just now, requires a lot of collection of personal data, in which might not be comfortable for a lot of people. Another challenges is techno exclusion of vulnerable groups. Some older adults can find digital system kind of intimidating. And last but not least is the governance and ethics. We need a clear guideline to ensure that AI serves humanity and not just efficiency. Just to share some of the findings of the research that we did a couple of years back, with AI and technology, it won't be fully accepted and fully used unless that we consider all the factors, the factors that influences acceptance of this technology. So in that study, we found that a lot of factors actually influences the use of technology and AI, such as the information quality, the technology self-efficacy, the enjoyment, the cost of using that particular technology and AI, and the trust are some of the factors that influence acceptance of technology. So this factor influence the perceived usefulness, perceived ease of use, in which at the end it influences the behavioral intention, which leads to acceptance of particular technology or artificial intelligence. And I would like to highlight here that technology acceptance also varies significantly across generation. Probably you can guess which generation I am. I am between digital immigrant and digital native, but I believe I am more millennial than Gen X. But nonetheless, acceptance is very different. We fully need to understand the target demographic and problem they're experiencing to be able to build something they would benefit from. So last but not least, I really hope that in the coming future, not just Malaysia, but maybe our counterpart Asian countries, we can integrate AI into housing and planning policies. And I really hope for more public-private partnership for inclusive technology. We also need to upskill professionals for digital inclusion, particularly in the subject of elderly and also built environment. And hopefully there will be more incentive for sustainable and age-friendly real estate in the coming near future. So as a conclusion, smart cities must also be kind cities and inclusive cities. AI should not be viewed as a replacement for human empathy, but as a partner that enhances our ability to design environment that care for people. So AI should complement, not replace. Yeah? And inclusive design is sustainable design, socially, economically, and environmentally. So let's build cities that work for everybody across generation and abilities. So thank you so much for listening. That's the end of my presentation.
Okay, let's give big applause to Dr. Aino Riza. Dr. Aino, we still have one more plenary speaker, so please stay with us and until the Q&A session. Thank you very much. Okay, so finally we are at the fourth plenary speaker, the last but not least, of course, Professor Insinyur Diah Hernindiati, MSI. She's a professor from the Faculty of Information Technology, Universitas Tarumanagara. Let me brief introduce Professor Diah to the audience. Professor Diah earned her PhD in 2006 from the Mathematics Department, Institut Teknologi Bandung, ITB, specializing in robust statistics. Her pioneering work has focused on the developing robust algorithm for image processing, enhancing accuracy in data analysis across diverse applications. Her research spans data science, machine learning, and remote sensing, particularly in mapping and analyzing land use changes for environment monitoring and urban development. Since 2014, she has served as a Dean of Faculty in Information Technology at Universitas Tarumanagara, Jakarta. In recognition of her academic excellence, she was promoted in the full professor in March 2024 by Indonesia Minister of Education, Research and Technology. The presentation topic that she will present is the machine learning model for land cover mapping using satellite imagery data. She will present in person in this stage. Please welcome Professor Diah.
Thank you, Dr. Gigi. Thank you, Asok Prof. Dr. Tia, Asok Prof. Dr. Hetty, and also Prof. from Indi University. And also thanks for Dr. Nadia, Dr. Tia also. And a special audience, welcome to TICASH and TICATE 2025. We are going to discuss about machine learning model for land cover mapping using satellite imagery data. Allow me minutes my time with reading my slide because there are 80 slides at the time. The topic of discussion is the long research journey with various machine learning models and various satellite imagery data. Next. We start to focus on some keyword in the definition. What is machine learning? Machine learning is the subset of AI focused on algorithm that can learn the pattern that learn the pattern of training data. Thank you. And how machine learning works? Machine learning works through mathematical logic. Mathematical logic. So the machine can learn to process a given input to desired output based on the algorithm. I'm going to tell my first journey. We have research grant from Jakarta province on 2011. The aim of research is to detect green open space in Jakarta province from 2000 to 2010 using remote sensing data from Landsat 7 satellite. We use depth function for robust estimation. Minimizing factor variance is used to detect the green open space. When we did research, the problem of Landsat 7 is on 2003, DETM sensor of Landsat 7 was failure in SLC. What is SLC? SLC is the scan line corrector. Since SLC off, all images have had triangular gap. What is the impact? The impact of this failure is loss of approximately 20% of the data. So we must think about the solution of problem. We did gap filling. Gap filling. Gap filling is the processing technique used to fill in missing part with multiple images data sources. First image is before gap filling, and the second image is after gap filling. Next. This slide, we want to show the multiple spectral Jakarta 2010 with SLC failure. There is a triangular gap. We can see the first image before gap filling, and the second image is after gap filling. How is the impact? The impact, in the second image, there are many different spectral difference. How is the impact? Multivariate dispersion become bigger. Because of satellite sensor failure, we have to choose a method considering reduced multivariate dispersion. The following slide describe algorithm and benefit of depth function. The benefit is we can see the second algorithm. We cannot compute all of sample. We choose the subset, benefit subset. And the step 4, we have to think about depth function to reduce multivariate dispersion. This algorithm proposed by Hervindiati et al. 2012. Here also algorithm benefit and depth function proposed by Hervindiati et al. 2012. And in this slide we show the table, the percentage of green open space Jakarta province beginning 2000 till 2010. We see the green column. The green column shows the Jakarta green space only around 10%. Next. And we show two pie chart provide an illustration. First pie chart is Jakarta Provincial Regulation number 6. State that at least 30% green open space can be achieved. But the fact only 10%. You can see in second pie chart. Next. Based on the real open space, Jakarta, based on the real open green space of Jakarta, we really want to know how about Bogor? How about Bogor City and Regency? Next. So the next research, the second journey research, was continue to observe land use change in Bogor as a water source of water Jakarta. We use method gradient boosting regression for land use change detection, and we use mix satellite, using 7 satellite and X7 satellite. Landsat X satellite was launched 2013, was developed as a collaboration between NASA and USGS. We know that Bogor is a water buffer zone in Jakarta. Gradient boosting regression method was implemented to classify and land cover Bogor. The observation period was 2011, 2014, and 2017 with mixed Landsat 7 and Landsat 8 satellite. How about Bogor? Bogor in West Java are historically categorized as water buffer zone of Jakarta. Bogor is the largest water supplier and clean water reserve for Jakarta area and surrounding. Munsala is also the most important part that provide clean water in Jakarta city and its surrounding. But over the last 10 years, there is change. There is change of green to impervious land in Bogor. The Bogor population increased very high because of urbanization. We can see the second image, Siomas area. Siomas area is the site of Salak Mountains. Today it's very dense population. Next. Bogor is no longer considered as water buffer zone for Jakarta. One of the main factors is the rise of residential. The area cannot absorb water maximally. And this research, we use gradient boosting regression. What is gradient boosting regression? Gradient boosting is an effective and widely used machine learning technique for both classification and regression problem. And mathematical intuition behind gradient boosting is minimize the loss function. The following slide, I want to show the algorithm of gradient boosting regression. Next. How is the mapping? The mapping land Bogor in 41 districts. There are many pictures to show the mapping land Bogor 2011, 2014, and 2017 in 41 sub-districts. If we see land cover change in Bogor, from land cover change in Bogor, we see the green area in 2011 was larger than 2014. Is it true? It's not true. The real is incorrect. Why incorrect? Because the classification is computed from two different sensors. We have to higher calibration method. We did calibration, but the computation cannot be performed in the data set. So we suggest don't to be mix two sensors in one computation in one data set. In November 2021, we have invitation for discussion research about Ciliwung water sheet. When one of Depok city leader and Ciliwung water sheet authority. Next research is the pre-processing machine learning model for green land mapping in the area of Ciliwung water sheet. So in the third journey, because we focus on pre-processing for quadratic discriminant analysis. We show the benefit about pre-processing. We did three pre-processing. There are radiometric correction, outlier detection, and dimensionally reduction. Here's the coverage area research. The city of Jakarta and the cities within Jakarta buffer zone. And scope research are land mapping and several buffer zone Jakarta city. And the mapping result will be used to estimate water body and sub-district through which Ciliwung research flow. Because the data related to water body cannot be complete, so we think about relation on NDVI and NDWI. NDVI is normalized difference vegetation index. NDVI measures the health and density of vegetation. How about NDWI? NDWI is normalized difference water index. NDWI measures the water content in vegetation and measures the presence water bodies. NDVI measure vegetation, while NDWI measure water presence. So they are related. Next. The slides give the illustration about the Ciliwung River watershed. Ciliwung River watersheds origin from Moon Gede and Moon Pangrango and flow through Bogor area, passing by Depok before emptying into Jakarta Bay. So, data input from satellite imagery data was downloaded from USGS website. We use Landsat 8 satellite. Next. The slide is example Landsat 8 satellite taken in August 2021. Next. Stop here. Yes. We talk about Ciliwung condition watershed in Depok City. In the fourth segment, the condition is full of rubbish and is becoming narrower and shallower. How about Ciliwung watershed and Jakarta City and the fifth segment? Along the Ciliwung River, South Jakarta, there are very dense buildings. Condition segment fifth is not better than fourth segment. The Ciliwung River flow in segment 6 is in the worst condition. Along the river, there are illegal houses owned by illegal residents from outside Jakarta. Now we start up to discuss the role of data preprocessing. Data preprocessing is one key step performed during the data analysis process. Data preprocessing refers to a set technique for improving raw data quality. The data preprocessing discussed is a comprehensive process that includes data cleaning, data reduction, and radiometrics correction. And the mapping length, we use quadratic discriminant analysis. Next. We show briefly about cropping process from data satellite to city, and cropping again to sub-district, and cropping again to village. And every cutting area has 5 bands. There are band 2 until band 7 for training process. This is a code, simple code for cutting. Next. In this slide, we explain about radiometrics correction. The aim of radiometrics correction to enhance the quality and comparability of image and improving the accuracy of remote sensing data. One key role of radiometric correction is to estimate actual reflectance of object on the ground. This is a crucial step in the process. Next, we gave one example result of radiometric correction. The first line is original images. We have two original images from 2 dates, May 2020 and October 2020. In original images, 2 images are very different because of weather differences. And the second line, we can see radiometric after radiometric correction. After radiometric correction, 2 images almost same. So radiometric correction is very important step for machine learning process from data satellite. This is behind about 2 radiometric correction formulation. Next. We explain the table comparison of original and corrected pixel value before and after radiometric correction. And first and second column is before radiometric correction. It's original image. The third and fourth column after radiometric correction. Before radiometric process, there is a large difference between two pixels. For example, the first line. On May 2020, there is an October, there are different pixels. After corrected, the pixel almost same. After radiometric correction, next process we must to label. We must to label land cover properties. So, the machine can learn and recognize the spectral reference of each land cover. The picture is result of labeling from green, partly green, impervious land. Next, from code, Python code, and Google search engines. We did and composed simple code with Python and Google search engine. After labeling process, we did mapping with quadratic discriminant analysis. Quadratic discriminant analysis, or QDE, is statistical method used in pattern recognition to classify objects into different categories. QDE is powerful probabilistic classification technique used in machine learning. QDE can spread between different groups or classes, decide based on their characteristic. Here is this type about classification using QDE algorithm. Next. The method before the slide, data cleaning. Okay? We use data cleaning method with MVV robust PCA. MVV robust PCA is a method minimize factor variance and matrix covariance S to compute robust estimator. MVV robust PCA was proposed by Hervindiati et al. 2009. This is slide to show basic concept of robustness. Slide, next slide. Next slide. Here's also the algorithm of MVV robust PCA. If we think about machine learning, we must think about the algorithm. We must think about the mathematical concept inside, behind algorithm for learning process. Machine learning. So the algorithm learning is very, very important. And behind concept of algorithm is mathematic concept and theoretical. It's very, very important. Next slide. This next slide. So, I want to show about the mapping land. The mapping land, Beji Subdistrict, Depok City. The fourth segment, Ciliwung River. There are three images. First, original image. And the second, land mapping image. And the third, is overlay image from Beji Subdistrict, Depok City. Next. Here is also mapping land in Depok City, the fourth segment, Ciliwung River. Cipayung. The next. Here also land mapping in Depok City, Sawangan. Fourth segment, Ciliwung River. Next. And here also the fourth segment, Ciliwung River, land mapping in Depok City, Sukmajaya Subdistrict. Next. And this is the first segment, Ciliwung River, Cisarua. Cisarua. Next. Based on land mapping, we did ground truth evaluation. How is the evaluation? We are not happy. Why? Because based on evaluation using ground truth, the results were less precision because of limited shapefile images. So, the next research is the fourth journey. The research objective is land cover mapping to illustrate the dynamic of surface change along Ciliwung watershed using Sentinel-2. We move Landsat to Sentinel-2 satellite. This research is not finished yet. This research is ongoing. The fourth journey, we consider about Sentinel-2, high resolution for more detailed observation. Ciliwung watershed serve as cleaning water source in Jakarta surrounding urban agglomeration, cover 2 provinces with 8 administrative regions. The following slide describes the sub-district through which Ciliwung River. There are 23 sub-districts that will be discussed regarding the mapping, green area, and water bodies and with Sentinel-2 data. For land cover classification scheme are the first pervious, and the second half pervious, and the third impervious, and the fourth water body cover. Sentinel-2 is different with Landsat satellite imagery. Next. Next. Model machine learning uses kernel ridge regression with ICA. Classification model is supervised learning. Require ground truth for model to learn pattern in the data. Next. So, how we think about green and body water? Relationship in the vegetation and water content is pervious land or green land in main support in maintaining groundwater content. And vegetation show a strong linear shift with water content through regression analysis based on the picture. So, if we think about water body, we should think about green cover, green mapping land. Next. 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 This is the land cover mapping result 2020 based on Sentinel-2. If we see the table, we are seriously problem in body, water, sea and land. The last column we see, Bogor today still has 1.4 kilometers square of body water. And Jakarta City, South Jakarta, just has 0.2 something water body and kilometer square. It's a serious problem about water body land in our country. Validation model result used with four images that are near-band, true color composite, false color composite, and land cover classification map. We would like to show the example of result of Cisarua on 2020, the first segment Ciliwung, water source Jakarta. First, based on true color satellite imagery, and the second, based on land cover map, and the third, infiltration estimation map. So, the body water is the first segment still reduced today. And we would like also to show the example result mapping to Beji on 2020. First, image true color satellite imagery, and the second is land cover map, and the third infiltration estimation map about water body. And this slide shows the result of land cover map and water body estimation map on 2020. The first image, land cover map. There are four categories: perfuse, half perfuse, imperfuse, and water body. And the second is water estimation map. There are three categories: containing water, not containing water, not strong enough to be classified as water. So, and we see the second image almost red. It means strong enough to be strong enough. We consider there is no not containing water. Remark, and every satellite imagery data set has specific characteristic. And every satellite imagery data set has specific characteristic based on its spectral, temporal, and radiometric solution, as well as its sensor type and orbit. Machine learning model must be adapted to the pattern and characteristic of satellite image data. It's the important is the result. Mapping result must be evaluated against real condition through ground truth. And for thank you for attend our presentation. Research team is me and Johnson Henry Lee, Hongi, Valerie, and Kevin Jonathan. We are still do research with low cost but high impact and high research. And again, thank you very much.
Thank you for the wonderful presentation, Prof. Dia. So, thank you for staying with us until this afternoon, but we still have one more Q&A session. So, I believe the Dr. Ainuriza still at the online platform. Could you, the organizer, also? Yeah, okay, thank you so much. So, right now I will welcome Professor Walton and also Professor Dia to join me on the stage. We continue to the Q&A session. So for the participant who attend in this room, you can raise your hand and then ask any question that you curious about. Prof. Dia, on the center please. Prof. Dia and Prof. Dia. Okay. Okay, let's have a seat. Okay, information from the organizing committee that we are currently having more than 130 participants online on the online platform and also in here in this lovely afternoon. So first of all, I would like to read the first question. Actually, this first question is for all of the plenary speaker because it's related. Do you believe AI will ultimately be humanity's greatest invention or also greatest threat? Okay, so that's one question for all. Probably is also for Dr. Aino Riza. Let's begin with this simple question first. Thank you. Please take the mic.
Thank you, Dr. Diti. I am not believe 100% because AI based on machine learning process. If we think about definition machine learning, so who is thinking? Machine. Machine. So who is smart? Me, our.
Yeah.
So basic concept machine learning is algorithm in mathematics. We should to improve the concept of mathematics behind algorithm of machine learning. This is my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Prof. Walton?
Can you repeat that question again? Thank you.
So I think this one comes from, do you believe the AI will ultimately the humanity greatest invention or threat?
Or threat, oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's two-edged sword, I believe. I think as a human, from the psychology point of view, I think we are not going to run away from AI anymore. We have to live with them. You know, I think they are the citizens of the world now. So how to work together, like I said, I reiterate back my point, we have to collaborate with AI. You know, it's not, AI should be leveraged by human. It's not human who is leveraged by AI, you know. I think we are the people who is going to, in the future, who is going to what's the word again? To make sure whether it is ethically used or not. So we as an educator, I think a lot of people will say, I mean, especially the older generation, they are very skeptical about AI use in the university, in academia, I think we should equip it with knowledge of AI. We have to have this digital literacy first, so that in the future we can work and live together with AI harmoniously. So that's my answer.
Okay, thank you so much. So I think the opinion that we can use the AI for leverage our work, right? And for Dr. Ainuriza, probably this question you can answer your thoughts about it.
I actually have the same opinion with both speakers. I think AI should serve humanity, not the other way around. And I still believe that AI is, it is the human greatest invention so far, but at this moment, it helps a lot in making, decision faster. But at the end of the day, I believe that AI cannot replace human emotionally, even though, to be honest, Prof. Wilder, I use ChatGPT to check, to give me self-affirmation every day, to be honest. Like, ChatGPT, am I doing okay today? Like,
Same with me.
yeah, my best friend, to be honest. But at the end of the day, we still need human touch. Our mind is God's greatest gift.
Okay, thank you for the answer, Dr. Ainuriza. I still have one more question for you. Given the Malaysia transition toward the super aged nation, how can AI-based technology help the older adults maintaining independence and mobility in the increasing dense urban area, especially like the car dependency in Malaysia?
All right, thank you for the question. So the question is basically asking how AI can help elderly be dependent. I have seen quite a lot of innovation at the moment, not just in Malaysia, in other countries as well. For example, to walk around the city, I've seen applications that helps elderly to move around. But still, like I said, there's a lot of challenges. Elderly still believe in human touch and human interaction. At the moment, the elderly in Malaysia still prefer and trust human better to help them rather than using AI. So that is something quite a challenge to maybe the younger generation as they get older, maybe they're more comfortable using AI, to help them live independently. I hope that answers the question.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. So before I'm moving forward to the next question, I will give the opportunity to the floor here who participate in the room. Do you have any question regarding the plenary speaker? Yeah. Okay, please stand up and then can introduce your name and also the faculty. Could you, the committee organizer, give the microphone for her? Wait a moment. I think they have an extra. Yeah. You can ask with who will ask or all the plenary speaker. Okay. Please.
Good afternoon. My name is Beatricia Putri Halim. I'm from the Faculty of Communication. I have a question for Mr. Walton. AI often relies on clear prompts to provide meaningful support. However, when someone is struggling mentally, they may not be in the right state of mind to express their needs properly. How can AI be designed to still support sustainable mental well-being in those moments? Thank you.
All right. Yeah, thank you for your interesting question. You may sit down. Wow, that's a good question. Yeah? How? That's why we still need a human to do that, right? Because I don't think now any AI tool can help independently towards a person who is mentally severed, right? Of course, we are, when it comes to, it's a spectrum, I would say, mental disorders, mental health problem issues. Sometimes you are in the very good state, sometimes you are at the very bottom. So we don't know when we are going to be relapse or in that situation where the student mentioned. However, in that situation, I believe human therapy should be the one who do that. And I don't think now any AI can help.
Yeah, because there is no interaction in person, right?
Right.
For the person who like a patient or
Right.
in the therapist, right?
Right. So we still need someone who is expert, human expert, to deal with this kind of severe situations. But those mild one, which has some stress, mild stress issue, depression issue, definitely AI is the early interaction, early detection. Yeah.
I also agree with that because probably current technology cannot read the human gesture properly, right? So when they come to the like consultation and then their face is depressed, I don't think that any AI can detect as a human have empathy, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, moving forward to Professor Dia. There's a question for you. Can your model be applied for temporal analysis, such as detecting land use changes or deforestation trends over time? And if so, how you manage the issue of data consistency across the years?
This is very important about data consistency. If we talk about data satellite, it's very high price. So our team today do with the low cost and high impact for me, for us, and high benefit. So for consistent, we many think about what's again the algorithm to make consistent. For example, calibration process. For example, gap filling process, radiometric process. There are many processes to maintain consistency data. Okay. And we are still running to improve our research, not just for land mapping, water absorb mapping, no, about air quality based on Sentinel-5. We are just still to learn and to train the model. So not finished yet.
Not finished yet. Okay. So Prof. Dia is actually the person behind the AI. Okay. So moving to the next question for Dr. Ainuriza. Okay. In your opinion, at which level, microsystem or mesosystem or macrosystem, do the greatest challenges usually arise when creating an inclusive built environment in developing countries such as Indonesia or Malaysia maybe?
Hey, wow. I need time to think. Right. At the end of the day, I think I've mentioned it at the end of my presentation just now. Some of the challenges to ensure that we can create a better inclusive built environment, regardless at which level, whether it's meso or exo, One is the willingness to do it. Second is skills. To be specific with regards to creating an aging-friendly environment in Malaysia, we are lacking expertise actually. Even though they're increasing, but we are still lacking of expertise. Most recently in the latest government budget, the Prime Minister has announced quite a sum to actually, for the skilling of people who are involved in these, elderly care and elderly population kind of development. Political power, willingness, skill, and can't think of anything other than that at this point in time.
Okay, thank you so much for the answer. I hope it's answered the question for the participant. And I think we still have probably 5-minute time left. This one for Professor Walton, the question. Given the limitation of current safety guardrails, do you believe AI system should be required to trigger real-world intervention, such as notifying mental health hotlines or authorities like that, when user express like suicidal intent, is user want to suicide like that, like this, especially in the regarding Adam Rain case. Yeah.
Sorry, which case just now? Adam
Rain.
Adam Rain. Is it Indonesian?
I'm not quite sure.
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the case, but I can answer the earlier questions. Okay. I think we are still one of the I would say the limitations of AI is the cultural salient criteria. Meaning to say now AI is not able to cater all culture situations. Like for example, I think all type of research or module, even human-made module or interventions of mental health interventions, we still struggle with the cultural perspective or criteria, because whatever module that I did within my culture in Malaysia, it will not be applicable to Indonesian or other parts of the world. I think AI also having that issue. So what we do is, still there are many simulations needed to be done, right? Like what Prof just now says, it is what he said just now, keep on learning and training. Yeah. So I think AI also need that. Thank you, Doctor. AI also need that. We have to do a lot of simulations, case by case. Even in a real world scenario, it is still very different. And we all psychiatrists, we don't have one definite way to tackle the issue of mental health. What more AI, am I right? But I think AI can do much better in a way that they can process many things. And I think they will do much better than us, because of course they can store a lot of information. Maybe they can do some simulation where we human cannot do. Let's say they see the same cases, they store many different cases and come up with one very good intervention. We never know. But I think there are so many things to do, and I think we are doing well. If we teach how AI we simulate it and teach how AI going to treat all patients in a real world scenario, I think we will upgrade our interventions in the future. So many things still need to be done, I guess.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. I got a message from the organizer. So the time limit has come to the end, but I think I need to give all the plenary speaker one closing statement probably to all the students who attend in the kind of this conference, probably regarding this your topic and how you can encourage them to keep doing their school learning on the university and how the utilize AI wisely, probably. Yeah, please, starting from Professor Walton and then continue to
All right, so
Prof. Dia.
thank you, Didi. So for my final takeaway, I think as an academician, as a researchers, from the psychology perspective, I think we all have to learn from each other towards digital literacy. And I think the lecturers especially have to be open-minded to learn, because I think the people in front of me are digital literate than me. The new generation, they are more smarter. They use digital more better than me, and some way or another teach me how to use AI. So I think my takeaway is be open-minded to learn from each other and towards digital literate community in the future. Thank you.
Your opinion, Prof. Dia?
Thank you, Dr. Chichi. Every time I give suggestion to my student, if you think about AI, think about the basic concept about machine learning. Machine, just machine. Machine, if we talk about machine, this is a computer. Computer just understand with language machine. This in my decision subject is algebra Boolean. Machine just understand based on algebra Boolean. So who is smarter? Me. My student answer me. Yes, you are smarter than machine. So you have to learn about basic concept, algorithm, technique, and basic about mathematics concept theoretically. Thank you.
Thank you so much. The last opinion for Dr. Ainuriza, please.
Right. For the students especially,
Yes.
I would like to remind you that AI, some of the AI are generative AI, right? So they tend to lie. So they tend to create things which sometimes doesn't exist. So I would like to remind all to use AI intentionally and always validate whatever the AI is generated. Yeah? Use intentionally and validate. That's all from me.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So let's give applause to all the plenary speakers. I also would like to express our gratitude to all the excellent plenary speakers today, and also the participants online and offline in here on your participation and you're actively engaged with this conference. So, okay, hope today the question has give you insight on your ideas on the upcoming journey as a student or also as a lecturer. And I would like also give thanks to as a behalf of the organizing committee of TICASH and TICATE on this 2025, and we will see you on the next event on the next TICATE and TICASH in the next year. Thank you so much. I will give back to the Master of Ceremony, Dr. Paula.
Okay, once again, a big applause to all speakers and moderator. Please remain on the stage. I would like to give the certificate, the first going to the first speaker, Sanmin Yun PhD from Busan National University, South Korea. Thank you very much and nice day. For the second certificate will be awarded to Surveyor Dr. Ainuriza Muhammad Aini from University of Malaya, Malaysia. Thank you very much. And the next appreciation will be awarded to all speakers and moderators who are joining offline. I would like to invite, please, Professor Dr. Walton Wider from Inti International University. Please stand on the center. And also Professor Dr. Insinyur Diah Erni Herwindiati, MSc, and also Didi Widya Utama, STMT, PhD. And I would like to invite Vice Rector of Universitas Tarumanegara and Associate Professor Hati Karunia Tunjung Sari, accompanied to Vice Rector, to give the certificate and the token. Give a big applause to the Professor Dr. Walton Wider. Give a big applause to going to the Professor Dr. Insinyur Diah Erni Herwindiati. And last but not least, for our moderator today, Didi Widya Utama, STMT, PhD. Okay, thank you very much to all speakers and the moderator. All right, thank you very much and see you again for all speakers and moderator. Ladies and gentlemen, the plenary session has been finished already. So we have 30 to 45 minutes for lunch break before parallel session. Please stay on the Zoom connection while lunch break in order to the committee will assign all presenters come into the room of parallel session easily. If any question, please do not hesitate to contact the committee, and the parallel session will be started at 1 p.m. sharply. Please check the schedule and room number of parallel session that we have already shared through the email. Once again, special thanks to all students that you are already participate in this conference, and also to who supported and contributed to making this conference running well. We hope we will meet again next year in the same event. See you again and thank you very much. Have a good day. Thank you.